who to earn a penalty in this league, Chief?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe the other team has to foul us. I've got nothing to say really about the penalty. I just explained on the panel. I still think the discretion is, it's a heavy touch. He takes the ball away. If it was a more fainter touch and he could strike through on his next action, I think it's a clear pen. But it's a heavier touch, and then I think what they're looking for at that moment is recklessness in the challenge. And I think the only way you establish that is if he swings through and with no intention to win the ball. That's reckless. It's a pen. I didn't see that. And I think that, I think more importantly, if he had put studs up and he hit him, and it doesn't matter where the touch is, that's a foul anywhere on the park, but very hard to make a case. I mean, look, I haven't seen the footage again, but that was my go when I first saw it.
And what do you make of just the draw against Moore and the six, still one down home?
Yeah, I'm disappointed that we drew. I think we did enough there to win the game. We had some really big chances. I think they had one good chance in the first half. Second half, they walked through us to score the goal, which is most disappointing. That was very amateur from us, I thought, especially when we, based a lot of our game on defensive principles. But no excuses. I thought they were actually pretty decent with the ball. When we had the ball, I thought we were actually quite effective. We just didn't have enough of it, but we were very effective for large parts. We made some really good progressions today, which is stuff that we worked at training, and I think. Keep playing like that, we're going to make more chances, which are going to bring us into more games.
Just with Isaac Hughes scoring this goal today, it's been a challenging season at times for Isaac Hughes, but it seems that not just the goal, but recently he's started to find his feet. Is that a view that you share?
That's the reason he's playing. I mean, for me, large part, he's been very consistent at training. He works hard. He's got a great attitude. He's a good kid. He does everything we ask, and I'll tell you, quite straightforward. Anyone that does what I ask will play, and the younger players, I've got a lower expectation with them. I think that they're young, they're going to make these mistakes, and if we're serious as a club about what we brought me in to do at the beginning of last year, which was to develop young players, and we have to stick to that, and they're going to make mistakes at some stage, whether it's Hughesy, whether it's Shez, whether it's Nathan Walker, or whether it's Soups or Candy, whoever it is. I'm not going to punish them for making one or two mistakes. That's the development is it's never linear. You kind of hope that it's going up, but it's going to be up and down, and I think there's more of a burden on the senior players to lead by example, on the pitch. There's a higher expectation with those players. But again, very happy for Hughesy.
Ruben just talked about his team being in a transitional phase. Do you believe Wellington Phoenix are currently in a transitional phase?
Yeah, I'm not so sure transitional, because if you look at our ratio of points and performances when we had a full squad, healthy squad, thriving squad, I think we were very close to the top. I'm not saying that we were a top team in the sense that we were first or second or anything, but we were very competitive. I think once we had a significant amount of injuries, and then we relied more on the younger players to carry the back end of the squad, I think there was going to be a little bit of inconsistency. I don't think it's transitional at all. I think once all those players are available again, we'll put ourselves in that position again. The moment might feel transitional now because we're not picking up, the results that we want. But again, Shez today, Corbs today, Hughesy, today, Albie in goals, Walks came on, Candy came on. We still finished the game off. We still, we're very competitive. So that's a positive. And I think given the projection, once Rufo's back, fully fit, once Payne's fully fit, we'll get Marco towards the back end of the year, and then we've got at least then some players to come off the bench and her teams.
And a new player, hopefully in your immediate future. future?
Yeah, so at the moment, it's in its last stages, the process of signing a player. So I haven't checked my phone, so I'm not really sure where it's at the moment. But hopefully, fingers crossed, and that'll move along.
What was the inspiration for some paintings and live higher up?
So because I thought Corbs was doing a good job going up and down, and Hideki in the pocket. So I thought Cass was a little bit tired, around 60. So I thought it's easier for Painey to be a winger, give him a little bit more time, just easier for him to settle into the game. And as well, I wanted an opposite side, a play with the opposite foot on the opposite side. Sorry. A right footer on the left-hand side, so that if he did receive the ball, that he could cut in and find the opposite side. Didn't eventuate that way. We kind of broke down on that side for the build-up. But then once I felt like I could change Corbs, I just put Painey back into his favoured position. And to be fair, he put in a cracker ball, who I think Costa scores, and he made some really good late runs. So it was good to see him back.
And you like Kazuki, as we mentioned, playing higher up. It seems like he had another good game.
Yeah, I thought, again, I think I mentioned this to someone. I think it was to you the other. Yeah.
It seems like it's
I think what he needs is, it's like anything, right? If you play, even though you've played in those positions, it doesn't come to you like naturally. You need time in that position. So he's been playing as a 6-8 for a large part. So getting him to play in the pocket, the natural instinct of Kazu is to come down and look for the ball, which is not a bad thing because it helps us in the build-up for large parts. But when we need someone in the pocket to make forward runs and so on, it's not a good thing. So it's finding that balance and him understanding when to move forward, when not to move forward. So I felt today he had really good, more awareness of those situations and in good position. It's just maybe the last pass getting to him and so on. Not, still a little bit clunky, but it's getting there. So I'm very happy with his output.
You break the curse next week.
Yeah, look, we'll go there. We'll really got nothing to lose. It's been 20 since we haven't won, so we'll go there with a mindset that really just play with no fear and be as brave as possible. And again, if we can just transfer what we did today, I think another thing that probably isn't mentioned. I think the first 15 minutes today was more of the fact that we haven't played for a week. And that makes a big difference. If you look at the results for all the bye teams that come back, they struggle to get wins. I think there's only one or two teams that have won after a bye, but for a large part, teams struggle. And I think that's because you lose that conditioning. And I felt like we kind of had that today after 15 minutes. But then once we settled, we were all right. Yeah, that's it.